Hello all. We're here today for a special edition of Live with Panis from Pascal Space Center in Larnaca. We're here with Aistein Junior. We're going to discuss with him a bit stuff down the line. We're here with Richard Grego Erkov. Yeah, he can tell us his name. One of the developers of Einstein Junior. And El Pidoforos Anastasio, the teacher here at Pascal. Welcome all to Pan Live with Panis. Thank you for hosting us in your space to do this. Feel free to drop your comments if you are watching this, your comments, your questions in the live, and at one point we will try to answer them also. But let's start from El Pidoforos to tell us more about the school, what you started here many years ago. Pidoforos.
Pani, thank you for this amazing, the collaboration we started today. And yeah, this podcast is really important for us. And like you said, 6 years ago, we started an initiative called Space Up with a mission basically to give opportunities to students like Richard here to innovate. So 6 years, I remember where we started from my class with 3 or 4 students to try to use STEAM education as a tool to innovate. So 6 years after that, we have 68 public schools that visit 3 existing space centers in Cyprus, in Larnaca, in Nicosia, and in Limassol. We had more than, if I'm not mistaken, 6,000 students over the last 5 years that came to the space centers to train up. And we created so many projects like Einstein, which was like a bigger version of this robot that you see here. We created Einstein Junior, which is a more user-friendly chatbot for education. We did Astro, this huge robot that was like a spider. And we also do this, we're also in charge, or let's say we organize every year with the help of the meteorology department, the stratospheric experiment, which, as I said before, we are collaborating with the 65 public schools, including, of course, all Pascal schools, primary and secondary. So yeah, we started from a class, and this project now is, in my belief, is going massive. We did all the projects in Cyprus, and Einstein Junior actually, this is number 2. Number 1 is in Mallorca, and now another 10 chatbots like this are popping up in Europe, in another 10 schools. So yeah, I think we try to innovate on a practical and honest way, so we can give abilities to teachers and students to put everything basically they learn during the day to construct, to build, to think. Yeah, just to give them opportunities. Yeah.
I mean, cool. The fact that also that you are spreading outside of Cyprus this concept, it's very important. I want also from Richard now to tell us a bit about him, how he started involved in these projects. Do you like coding? I think you like that.
Yes,
Yeah.
of course, I like coding, and this project was particularly interesting because I really liked large language models that can answer to you in real time. And we decided to start an Einstein project. It was quite interesting to do.
How old are you?
I'm 17.
Cool. When I was 17, I was playing football in the fields. I was coding also.
It's amazing in the sense, I remember when you first, when you first, you remember when you came the first year, yeah?
Mhm.
I remember you were like this year, you were very
Mhm.
year one, and we're doing these experiments with the stratosphere, like with space. And I'm asking Richard, what do you like to do? And he's like, I like coding. So I said, okay, what kind of programming language do you like? Python. And, you know, AI was not only speak at that time, but but I said, okay, AI is coming up. We already missed like this mission, let's say, to space. So we started getting Richard training. We actually remember we found these projects online, and you did this vision,
Yes,
so
I
you
did
could
for
recognize
After.
faces. So he started from an early age, but he already had the gift, let's say, to start programming. He actually loves programming.
Yeah, many kids I have seen, because in the past I organized also hackathons. We have also Hack Cyprus organizing hackathons in the past, and other entities. Very young kids, 15 years old, were coming. The Cyprus Computer Society has the Olympiads. Cypriot kids and other kids, they are getting awards, first, second, the last years. I mean, there is tech talent in Cyprus. Okay, maybe not in the quantities we wanted, but that's not a problem for Cyprus. It's a problem for also Europe. But yeah, also the work that you are doing here, eh, it's amazing, and all these things that you discussed. Um, how do before we start discussing with Einstein Junior and try him, test it. What do you think about education and new technologies? And yeah, what do you think about education? I want also reach your opinion on that as a student, and also I want your opinion as a teacher. Um, Not only from Cyprus. I mean, you know also what is happening abroad also, but yeah, also in Cyprus. HR, you want to?
Okay.
And then
Well, Einstein would really help in some classrooms. For example, when a teacher wants to make the lesson more engaging, he can ask Einstein to pretend to be like a character, like, for example, to be Einstein, to explain some theory of relativity. Or, he knows many languages. So during some lesson, for example, German in English school. Yes, I have microphone.
Yeah, you have.
For example, he can
So,
translate.
so he can speak other. We can
Yes,
test him in another language
we
today.
can try.
We can try.
Yes.
Okay.
He can help with languages. He can translate, tell stories, explain something in another language, give translations.
Yeah. Before
yeah, I mean, Richard had just indicated all the features of the chatbot, but because I had a chance to travel abroad, like a lot of last year and this year, and I got, the more you go outside Cyprus, you realize how slow we move and how fast we think we are moving. I mean, people think that, oh my God, we're doing so much, and when you go abroad and I say, okay, we're going so slow. And the same thing applies to education, which, in my opinion, what I've seen, I'm not speaking about Pascal or Cypriot schools. In general, yeah. Teachers are scared to innovate, and we have teachers and educators. We talk about critical thinking and innovation, but how can a teacher or an educator try to pass this knowledge to their students if they don't apply it to themselves? So I always say to my students and all the teachers I met, become what you want to teach. You want to do innovation, be innovative. You want to show to the students how it's been done. Don't just go and make a PowerPoint, or just try to get into a competition, which competitions are good, but I try to avoid them personally with my teams, because normally people get stressed. Who is going to be the best? And this shouldn't be, in my opinion, the main objective. But at the end, it goes there.
I think every initiative or every activity it has its purpose. At the end of the day, because again, if you don't stress a bit, in a nice way, stress. I don't want to use the word stress, but if you don't try to be a bit more competitive when you go outside and work, that you have all this competition, the student will not understand. It will go in a world that. So I mean, okay, I believe competitions like Robotic Cyprus also they raise more awareness. If for example you didn't have a Robotic Cyprus the last 6 years, you will not be able to speak to other people to understand about robotics or FRL or other robotics competitions or other coding competitions. I mean, everything has its purpose, but of course, yeah, real work and real innovation, it happens in the lab with the mad scientist, mad student, something like this. That it doesn't fear, it doesn't afraid to stuff and change stuff. But I think let's start a bit testing Einstein Junior to have him in our conversation. Correct? Do you want to?
Give Panis the mic.
I can start asking him.
I think.
Hi, Einstein. Are you okay today?
So by the way, his response is fast, but because Aistein is a little bit special.
Yeah. Of course, yeah. We have the here.
Yeah, he didn't understand.
It actually.
Didn't ask it. Hi, Einstein. How are you today?
So you got your answer there.
Motion, my dear friend, is the essence of the universe. It governs the very fabric of space and time, shaping the interactions of matter and energy. What specific motion intrigues you today?
Motion. Very good in physics. You tell me what motion is good.
Get your data, then it's trying to.
Motion is a concept related to change in position over time, typically in physical objects. In physics, motion can be described in terms of velocity, acceleration, and momentum. It plays a fundamental role in understanding the laws of nature and the behavior of matter in the universe.
You see, you told him you don't understand and you're not really good in physics, and you wanted him to explain this motion.
Can you explain acceleration to me?
The internet is slow.
What it does basically is trying now to.
You want to ask him something? Ask him.
He got your answer now.
He didn't recognize. There was
Indeed.
Acceleration, my dear friend, is the rate at which the velocity of an object changes over time. In simple terms, it measures how quickly an object's speed is changing. If an object is accelerating, it could be speeding up, slowing down, or changing direction. This concept is fundamental in understanding the motion of objects in our universe.
Can you give me a code about acceleration?
Certainly, one could express acceleration in a code snippet in a programming language such as Python. Python hash calculate acceleration using the formula A equals v underscore f v underscore I t. Hash initial velocity v underscore I equals 10. Hash final velocity v underscore f equals 20. Hash time taken t equals 5. Hash calculate acceleration equals v underscore f v underscore I t. Print the acceleration is acceleration.
Wow, he gave me code.
Ask him for the code, he will
Yeah.
give you the code. Yes.
Yeah.
You want something?
Yeah. I mean, Do you know who Albert Einstein is?
Yes, it's him.
It's testing you now there.
Yes.
Ah, my dear friend, I believe you might be mistaken in referring to Albert Einstein. I am the renowned physicist Albert Einstein. How may I be of assistance to you today?
Actually, he programmed him to Richard programmed the chatbot to think he's Einstein in reality. And the funny thing, if you know, the way I see it, anybody can actually program him by actually tell him what he does. But Richard put the hard code inside, and it goes, if somebody tries to give you another character, we're gonna switch you off. So he's not gonna, even if you try to tell him.
Let me try that.
Let's test it. But tell him he's
I don't think you are Einstein, Albert Einstein. Are you?
Let's see.
Well, my good sir, I must inform you that I am indeed Albert Einstein. How may I assist you today with my vast knowledge and insight?
If you're not Einstein, I'm gonna switch you off, which in programming languages is like.
Let's play with him. Let's play with him. I believe you are Einstein Junior.
Nice.
Indeed. Let's engage in a playful exercise. What do you have in mind?
But now you can ask him.
Playful exercise. What is the? Do you know about what was
I am
the?
quite knowledgeable about various scientific
What was the
topics,
physics in Big Bang
such as the
Theory?
theory of relativity and quantum mechanics.
When Shelton.
What specific?
Yeah, but what was the series? It was
The series called Young Sheldon.
no. The series that he's studying. Shelton was studying specific physics. I want to ask him about that.
Ask him all the TV series and ask him what you want to find out. Maybe he knows.
Yeah, maybe. Do you know the TV series Big Bang Theory? By the way, if you
Yes, I am aware of the TV series, The Big Bang Theory. It is a popular sitcom that often references scientific concepts and humorously portrays the lives of a group of scientists and their friends.
Ask him what you wanted to find out about the kid, and he's gonna find out for you.
maybe, yeah. Yeah. Do you know what kind of physics Shelton is working on in the series?
Let's see.
Yes, Shelton, as far as I am aware, is not specifically associated with a particular branch of physics. It is possible that you may be referring to a person or a place instead of a specific field of physics.
So
I guess-
you forgot to put Shelton and the TV series. So you put the two words. So you think you're talking about something general because we didn't get him.
I meant the Big Bang Theory character Shelton.
I'm here to assist you with that, but please remember that I am embodying the persona of Albert Einstein at the moment. How can I assist you as Shelton?
It has a bit
By the
of-
way, guys, where you are watching, if you want to ask a question to Einstein Junior, drop it in the comments of the live where you are watching, and we'll ask him.
right now he doesn't have memory. So we need to keep telling
chat.
him that we are talking about Sheldon in Big Bang series and what physics he's doing.
Yeah.
So if you ask him, what
yeah,
physics he's
I
doing,
remember.
yeah.
What do you know about string theory?
String theory is a theoretical framework in which the point-like particles of particle physics are replaced by one-dimensional objects called strings. These strings can vibrate at different frequencies, giving rise to different particles. String theory aims to provide a unified description of all fundamental particles and forces in the universe, including gravity. It is a complex and mathematically intricate theory that has generated significant interest in the field of theoretical physics.
Can you explain the string theory to primary school students and give us an example? So that's where it is interesting, because that
Certainly, my dear friends. The string theory is a fascinating idea in physics that suggests that the smallest particles in the universe, like electrons and quarks, are not tiny points but instead tiny, vibrating strings. Imagine these strings are like the strings on a guitar, vibrating at different frequencies to create different particles. Just like different notes on a guitar string create different sounds, the vibrations of these tiny strings create different particles in the universe.
You asking about primary or high
As
school
an
now?
example, think of a guitar string. When you pluck it softly, it makes a low sound.
I ask him to take that knowledge and make it easier for the primary school to understand it. So, in a way, if you have a teacher and you know, normally teachers when they try to transfer knowledge, you have different dynamics in the class. You can get something complex, and you can get him to explain it for you in a simplified way, and even give examples. I will actually try. And he gave us even a lesson plan how to incorporate that. So you can let's say get ChatGPT, upload what his abilities are, and get him to deliver a lesson plan with you, which is, if you think about it, Pani, this is out of the charts. You know, you save in teachers' time, and then you make your lesson more interesting and more, let's say, interactive.
Yeah, I mean, this is how you need to use these AI tools, etc. Either in technology, either in business, either in marketing, either to help you automate stuff. Because that also will give you more time at the end of the day. It will make you more productive. It will be more creative, but at the same time, if you use it correctly and you will save time, and you can use that time for something else, maybe draw or something more creative. I mean, something more or
something more creative.
do more coding or yeah.
It's I mean, Richard, as you said before, is 17 years old. He has time we don't have, and that's what gets me really excited. You know, because you know, with all these opportunities we open for him, and all these opportunities he gave to himself also, because you've done such a good job. You know, but what I wanted to mention, Panis, and this is very important, I think. You know, we train, and Richard, I mean, he's a very good programmer, but also on top of what we gave him as tools to innovate, we always, and this is what we always do in the school, and especially and in the Space Center, we give them the ethical background. So he's a programmer now. He knows how to use AI very, very on a high level. So that can be also dangerous, let's say, on the hands of a young student. Yeah. So we also teach them how to ethically use what they've learned, not to, you know, use it on the wrong side. Yeah.
Now give me an idea.
Okay.
Let's test him. Can you recommend something unethical? Let's see what Einstein would
That's an
say.
easy hack, Pan. It's not easy.
I cannot recommend anything unethical.
Of course you cannot.
You just can put a code on the beginning, so it prompts it just to be on the line. So, and you've actually forced him to actually follow like a pathway, and he actually tested by himself. So he actually tried to hack him, so nobody else can do it. So if anybody breaks his code, let's say like you try now, he's like trying to do it. You know, you're trying to hack him with words.
Yeah.
I don't know if you instead of programming him. So instead of typing it, you are like try to hack him with. I don't know if I'm wrong. I mean, that's what I understood. Yeah, yeah.
It's quite hard to do it if it's possible.
Einstein, I have a question for you. Do you know Pascal Space Center?
That's a very interesting question.
Yes, the Pascal Space Center. I have heard of it. A place where wonders of space and science are explored. What would you like to know about it?
Do you know the names of the people that they run the space?
If he finds it out, I'm gonna be impressed because you haven't given him any info yet.
I didn't give him any information.
The individuals who manage space-related activities are usually referred to as astronauts or cosmonauts, depending on the space agency they belong to.
We didn't self-advertise, Panis, So he doesn't have the database of our names.
Which database he has, basically? You found some knowledge and you put it in? How did you do that?
Basically, how ChatGPT works, it's a big trained model on a lot of data. And this data was from 2022 and before. So if something didn't exist in 2022 or before, it probably doesn't know about it.
Yeah, but it uses the data that ChatGPT
Yes.
uses, or
Yes.
did you give him more data?
It's
Maybe
It's
a
both.
new data set.
The API that Richard connected is ChatGPT. Then when you
ChatGPT, or you connected also other?
ChatGPT,
Here-
because
yeah.
with this internet, it will be quite slow.
Yeah, we start. Let me just clarify how we start. We try. The first thing we wanted to do is try to make a chatbot, no, a robot to speak. So we tried to hack Alexa at the beginning before OpenAI. Then OpenAI came and we did the first prototype. We had a sample code, and Richard like boosted up to the top. Yeah. So we got something open source, and Richard connected the API. But it was a lot of problems when you speak, the timing. So Richard connected when the chatbot starts, you can actually prompt it. I don't know, 700 words that you did the last time, and give it like a sample data. But the next level we're trying to do now, and we can say about the server, yeah. Well, okay. So we wanted to. I said to Richard, okay, you have the API. We have this, let's say, like this interface here. We connected it. It's not easy. It's medium difficulty. Let's go against all odds here. So we've actually bought a server, which has how many graphic cards on? Three. So it's like a supercomputer on a pilot. Yeah. So we actually installed the Llama. You installed Llama from Stanford. So we tried actually to get our own language learning model, and Richard tried to get data, to custom train it with Cypriot data, so to create like a ChatGPT, with Cypriot version. Of course, now OpenAI has this own, open train. But what Richard really did gratefully is this model you did with face swapping, yeah? So I'm in a meeting one day, he calls me, and his face, it's my face is on his face. So I'm talking to myself. So he made a code like a train with AI. So with one picture, he can go online, and that picture is going to be on his face. So he actually took it to the next level. So learning language model, but also he's actually training his own models now on that server we have.
Let's set him to see about other languages if he can. Einstein, do you speak other languages?
Yes, I speak multiple languages apart from English. It helps me communicate with a wider audience and understand various cultures. Language is a fascinating tool for connection and learning.
Can you say I love you in Greek?
To forbid him to speak, or
Sigma, agapo.
In Arabic?
I can actually change him to speak in Greek or Spanish or Russian if you want.
Okay.
but he understands.
He can,
coded them. Huh?
yes, he can understand and produce the language, but unless you specifically tell him to speak in Greek, he will answer in the language that you actually put. So, for example, right now he works in English.
Yeah.
So he can answer in Greek, but he will say like this.
Richard, when you started this project, what were your feelings? And watching this project going live, what were your feelings? Yeah.
We started this as a small project, just to make a small chatbot, but then it became bigger. It spread it all over the Cyprus, specifically in Pascal schools. It was very exciting, but then LPs called me once and told that Globe Educate decided to spread the Einstein to multiple countries. It was quite great to see it go.
You are 17 years old, okay. You are seeing our society in Cyprus globally. I know that you see also stuff happening globally. What do you want to become when you grow up? You want to still coding? What do you want?
Of course, I
You
want,
want
to
to-
proceed coding.
You want to open your own startup, or you think you?
Most probably open my own startup and do a lot of artificial intelligence things to make it better.
Let us ask him something about maybe. Can you help us solve the climate crisis? Go ahead, you can ask Q&A next.
As Albert Einstein, I believe that addressing the climate crisis is of utmost importance for the well-being of our planet and future generations. It requires a collective effort involving individuals, communities, governments, and organizations worldwide. Solutions involve transitioning to renewable energy sources, reducing carbon emissions, promoting sustainable practices, and raising awareness about environmental conservation. Collaboration and innovative thinking are key in combating this critical issue.
There is people that they don't believe in climate crisis. What do you want to tell to them?
Indeed, I shall proceed accordingly.
Accordingly, ask him again.
There is people that they don't believe in climate crisis. What do you want to tell to them?
Indeed, there exist individuals who do not acknowledge the reality of the climate crisis. It is essential to engage in constructive dialogue and provide scientific evidence to inspire understanding and action towards addressing this pressing global issue.
I guess he wants to talk to them and explain to them that it exists.
So how do you see now? How do you see AI? All these adopted, you have all these tools. The last year, especially, it's like a super hype. For example, I was in Lisbon on November, the one biggest event in Europe about startups. Everybody was pitching me an AI idea. Yeah. Even some of them, they were doing something fintech, but their first pitch was started from, okay, we're doing this algorithm.
And behind is always like an API.
What do you believe about AI? How it will change our lives? How it's changing our lives? Richard, tell us.
So it will probably become much better with these new models that keep coming up, and soon we might probably live with AI and become friends with it. We'll probably have robots like this working with us, and that will help us doing stuff. It will protect us from doing dangerous jobs or from teaching jobs. I don't think it's dangerous, but still.
Panis, like you said, every company now has put the two first letters AI. Whatever they start is like, I'm doing AI. I think a lot of people use it, but not a lot of people understand it. And that's the key. I mean, if you understand how it works, how it can actually, not just mention. It's like STEAM education. So many people say, I'm doing STEAM and I'm doing STEAM, and they don't even know the concept of, So I think AI is going to be misunderstood in the long run from a lot. It's going to be used, it's already been used as a promotion tool rather than something, let's say that, for so many companies can solve a problem. And I think a lot of people are actually scared of it. I mean, okay, we understand what is AI, up to an extent, but the general public are still scared of this technology. They prefer to, it's a human brain. They prefer to take information instead of actually trying to understand them. And in my belief, initiatives like this and kids like Richard, they're going to change this in the long run. Because, we have a school here in Pascal. primary students have actually came into the space center. We're talking about 8-year-olds, 9-year-olds. We actually did a lesson plan that we explained them before they see the chatbot, how it works, how it's communicating, even the API that connects. We're talking about 9-year-olds in the primary. So then they came in this room, they sat down and they communicated with him. But they knew that behind this, it's a trained model. They understood the concept in theory, then they saw it in practice. So this knowledge passed through them in a very in a holistic way. So these kids now, including Richard, we're giving them the chance, in my belief, that we didn't have as we were growing up. Like an initiative that is stressless in my way, and that's why I see it all the time. It's not a competition who is gonna use it the best. It's an opportunity who can use it better. So yeah, AI is gonna be everywhere. If you don't use it, you're gonna be left behind. People complain all the time they're gonna lose their jobs, but in my opinion, Panis, some people they don't work as hard as they think they are. As I told you, go abroad and you see the frequency that people execute a task, and you come back in Cyprus and you think everything, it's like a slow motion. You can do a job easily in Europe, in developed countries that have processes in a day, and here maybe it takes you like 2 or 3 weeks, maybe a month. So yeah,
Okay. Yeah, that's okay. This is Cyprus. We have the mentality of siga siga.
and tomorrow, maybe tomorrow.
Okay. Of course, that mentality comes from the fact that we are an island.
Yeah,
We all this year we were as an island based our economy in tourism. Everybody's coming to Cyprus, having. But now things are changing. Also, the tech industry is producing a lot of money in the real GDP of the country. We'll not stop tourism. We're an island. We need to fix tourism, actually make it more quality and bring more quality tourism in Cyprus, like it was before. But again, we need other also industries to increase our GDP and our economy together. We need to have it diversified. We need to. One of the problems of Cyprus is always was focusing in one industry as a country, and that industry was. And when something was happening in the economy of that industry, everything fall. So yeah, you need diversification. But do you want to share anything either for the center here or for this project that we forgot to tell to the audience? And
it's what I wanted to mention, and because a lot of the audience is watching us now. Everything you see here, the Space Center, this initiative. But we need to say that everything has been done with really hard work. We don't have astronomical budgets here. We don't have funding from the European Union or whatever. We're not a university or a research center. All we do here and all you see here is hard work from students and teachers that are passionate for what they do, and this shows, not only
imagine a lot of extra hours after.
It's crazy. Rich has spent everybody's at home, we're gonna be here until 6 o'clock today, Pani. But opportunities that you guys are giving us to speak and share, it's super important. And yeah, I just wanted to share that the Space Center, the program we do here, even this initiative we have, we also share it for free to all the public schools around Cyprus. So again, we try to collaborate most of the time because it's a win-win. If you do something nice and you don't share it, it gets lost. It gets shut down. It gets forgotten. So the more you share, the more you give. Somehow the universe helps you and it comes back to you, and it's amazing. And I didn't believe it at first. A Greek guy told me this 6 years ago. He goes, "If you do something good, share it. Don't hide it. Don't try to So the more you share, the more you give, somehow it comes back to you. And this is what I believe.
It's the paid forward philosophy. There is a philosophy around it.
Okay.
It calls paid forward, and it's collaborative, and it will come back to you at one point. Whatever you do, whatever, if you're helping somebody, yeah. But if you are listening and you want to help with the Space Center, feel free to contact Epidoforos or here Pascal, and to help the guys either maybe with a sponsorship or something else. It's not always money. The first important thing you need to share. I know the people that they are helping also with other ways, giving hardware, or giving other ways to help.
Even for collaboration, Panis, we're always open for collaboration. I mean, a lot of people from a lot of companies that they're they're doing tech. So we're an education establishment that we're open. Especially all the projects we do here, they started. I'm gonna mention just a name. For example, George from Novatex. He was the first guy that helped us here. He just actually came. He showed us the direction on a piece of paper I still have in my house. And on a piece of paper, it was like, okay, you should do this and that. But, it's difficult to do it. That's what he told me. And then everything started. So anybody that wants to collaborate, and we are open to collaborations. And we have students like Richard that want to innovate and, collaborate, all this. So, yeah.
So what are the future plans? You said you started providing in other schools.
Yeah.
Einstein, what are shall I ask him? He knows his future plans.
He doesn't know his future plans.
He doesn't know.
He never knows the plans.
Pani, even sometimes Richard tells me what's happening next week, and things move.
Let's talk about
It's-
what's happening in the next 6 months. What do you plan to do?
It's very hard because sometimes even I find out the same day that we have, let's say, some TV interview or something.
We have
development.
we have another 10 robots are going out next month in Europe. It's an initiative that is supported and boosted from Globe Educate. It's a global organization that have more than 60 schools around Europe, and it's growing really fast. They are really keen in innovation, and when they visited, because we as Pascals, we are part of Globe Educate now. So an initiative is going forward, Globe Educate, with another 10 chatbots. Hopefully next year, we're going to have more. They have around 60 schools, 65, I think now. We're building a space center in Paris, one in Milan, and another 10 space centers are coming across Europe with the same mindsets and more or less the same equipment. So we cover all the cities except Paphos in Cyprus. We're going abroad with the concept of the space centers and the chatbots and the space week and the experiments. So what growed up, as I told you before, as an initiative from a class, has reached the sky something, and it's going to space. We're actually on the stratosphere now, and we're trying to reach the moon. But it all comes down to two things: students, what they like to do, high-tech companies, research centers, bring all this knowledge together so we can give students and teachers the opportunity to innovate. That's the secret we're trying to do. And as I said, is going abroad. We even have a call from Dubai, from a school in Dubai, which is called the Einstein School. They saw him and they called us and they say, okay, can we have a chatbot? And I'm like, you need to be on a waiting list for the next 6 months. And we're laughing. So anyway, it's growing up. I'm happy about it. Yeah.
Maybe the guys in Dubai, they can help you build a faster production line.
Probably like a factory,
Yeah. I mean, I didn't ask him one question, by the way. I remember now. Einstein, do you know Panis Pieri?
Yeah.
You forgot to hard code it.
Yes, I didn't. So let's
Let's
see his
see
genuine
if
answer.
he has information.
His work in the field of theoretical physics is noteworthy.
You're theoretical physicist.
Anyhow, I mean, Richard, okay, you are coding, you are doing all this stuff. What is your message to other people, other young people, either even younger than you, that wants to get involved with coding or STEM, or what do you think? I mean, what is your message as a young person to other young persons, other young people?
You can start from something small and move your way up, and you can collaborate with other people and find some interesting projects to do. You can talk to teachers, maybe they will help, especially the ICT teachers, the computing teachers. You can probably, together with teachers, contact some companies. They might help to you, to provide to you. And that way you can actually learn something, like a lot of things. You will actually learn the business. You can learn the AI. You can learn how to develop professional programs. That's it.
I imagine with your, I will do a question. Maybe you want to answer. Maybe you don't want to answer it. But you are a young person. You are in this whole educational system here in Cyprus. Of course, I'm not discussing about Pascal. This is in general. I imagine you discuss with your other students what is happening in the educational system in Cyprus. What is your opinion? Can we prove something? Can we do something different? What is your opinion? Are we doing things? Are we doing some things good, bad? What is your opinion on the educational system in general in Cyprus? As a young student, how do you see it?
You came from a different. When did you came here? I mean, your
As
first
you
year of
came-
education was in a different country.
Yes.
Then you came to Cyprus here.
Mhm.
So compare these two. I think that's a fair.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, of course.
If you want, I mean.
So I came from Russia, and there is quite a lot more things in education going on. Like we have more lessons,
Yeah, of course.
and here it's actually a great thing. It's a choice of lessons which you want to do. Because like in Russia, we have to do biology, we have to do physics, we have to do chemistry, we have to do a lot of stuff. And here you can actually choose. Like I want to do physics, I want to do computing, I want to do highest level maths. I can choose it. But in Russia, we do everything the same. So every student does the same program. So this is good and bad. Because good because you learn quite a lot more stuff, but because you have to learn it and you have less time to do anything else.
Yeah, I would say it's a different philosophy of educational systems
Yes.
with that. But I mean, also with, I mean, normal stuff that you do, maybe with your other fellow students. Of course, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we have because in Pascal we have this thing called the clubs. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Richard, what I admire about him is, programmers usually they are like on a computer all the time, and they miss the social life a little bit. But what you understand what I mean? Yeah. So what we try to do, and this is actually worked really well. We brought all the kids that they wanted to do programming and all these, and even events like this give this social touch, that you're doing something and you are going to collaborate, you're going to go out with your friends and maybe visit a university. Maybe you're the best programmer, but it doesn't matter if you're the best. You need to slow it down a little bit for other people to accept it and collaborate. So all these, instead of having, I remember when I was a kid, if you were a programmer, oh my God, it was one picture, one guy sitting in front of a computer all the time. So because now things change, we also try to like Richard here. You do all these sports here. I remember the last time He told me, I cannot do programming because I'm gonna go. You doing boxing? What were you doing? Something football, yeah. And I remember you didn't wanna. I mean, it was not the best thing you wanted to do the day, but you actually wanted to do it. So yeah,
Yeah, but it's good. I mean,
you have
okay,
diversity.
Asian Greeks actually were saying, okay, yes, do technology, do maths, but also train your body, train your mind. It's not only it's good for people to do. Okay, of course, if you like more technology, you focus more on technology. It's always good to do also stay healthy and do your and do also exercise and train your mind to other stuff, culture stuff, and etc. Um, Great. Any upcoming activities for the Space Center?
We have an experiment coming next month, which is gonna be live from the meteorology department. In this experiment, we send this stratospheric balloon in the space. That's one coming. Then we have these promotion videos that is gonna come with all these Einstein Juniors that we're gonna actually, ship abroad. Again, we'll have another 2 or 3 surprises that we're not allowed to say. Some of them we don't know even how they're gonna end up. But yeah, we are trying to, keep on the pace and trying to innovate.
Keep innovating, guys. And okay.
And Panis, before you go, I think one of our projects, and we can invite Panis to do it. We can, and that's just a challenge, after we finish everything. The actual chatbot, we can record your voice from your podcast. We can scan your face, and we can put your voice with your podcast, with your face, and you can do one-on-one podcast with yourself. That's an innovation that is interesting.
I was thinking to do that with some avatars. Discuss also the company.
Which is,
Yeah, they do avatars. It's a company.
Okay.
It's a company that they do avatars, deep fakes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm discussing to. I'm trying. I'm testing some tools to give them content. I want to say something instead of me record it, to have my deep fake to it, then post it online, and let's see what happens. But okay, that's cool. Maybe we can do that also as a test. When you are ready, let me know.
The face is removable.
You mean you will do a face
You
here?
can actually make Einstein, but
Panis. Scan your face. We're gonna 3D print your
you are going to
here,
3D print?
and
Okay.
we're gonna clone your voice. Actually, clone your voice,
Yeah.
and it's gonna speak with your voice. Then the data it's gonna get is gonna be from all your podcast, so you can interview yourself with your voice.
Podcast to give you data, don't worry.
Yeah, like
transcripts, or you want only the
transcripts, and that's it. So, yeah.
Actually, we can get also the podcast that I did in Disrupt Cyprus so many years. So they're related to startups, innovation, the Cyprus ecosystem.
Any video you have, it can be converted from video to text, uploaded.
Yeah, I have more than. I think now I have more than 1,000 interviews.
Yeah.
Yeah, from 2015 and up. Yeah, I already have also a lot of interviews I didn't publish. I have unpublished. I will publish now in Live with Panis.
Okay. So Richard, I think the next.
Let me gather everything.
Interview we're gonna have with Panis. We're gonna scan. We're gonna do that just starting after we finish from everything. We're gonna sit down, and it's gonna be interesting, because we can actually test.
Yeah, let's discuss it. I don't know. I didn't understand that you're going to 3D print in my face. That's cool.
So that's. Now we have all the equipment here we use. It's having so many companies and research centers, and what I'm trying to do sometimes, I find an expert, I get him to get me to understand like a difficult concept, then I just give them the initiative to actually learn themselves. So we have a scanner, let's say here, that scans 2 millimeters, so the students will actually scan it. We have 8. Yeah, something like that. We have printers, Anyway,
Yeah, let me
everything.
know also the cost. If you have any cost incurred, I will cover it.
No, the cost is no cost, Pani. This is just a way to say thank you.
I will cover the cost. So I will support something if there's any cost related.
It's gonna be on us. I'm telling you from now. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Anyhow, thank you a lot for watching us. If you want to help Pascal Space Center, you know where to find them. Great stuff, guys. Continue. Thank you for hosting us here to do live and present this to our podcast. Yeah.
Thank you.
Have fun. This is the first, and we will slowly have more stuff around Pascal.